Click the bell, turn on all notifications, and subscribe for around-the-clock WWE news in real time. The home of the most consistent and dedicated breaking news in WWE, Seanzviewent, is here for you. Like, comment, and share today.
It is the Backlash following the Backlash tonight. On a Monday Night Raw, can the WWE score when it matters most? Remember to sign up to become a channel member today. And ladies and gentlemen, we are still shocked and we are still rocked by the unfortunate and the untimely demise, the death of Sabu, the ECW original, the ECW icon, one of the most fiercest competitors to step foot in a professional wrestling ring. We will never forget the times, the memories, the matches, the moments that Sabu provided for each and every one of us. Whether you watched them in ECW, whether you watched them in TNA, or even if you watched them in the WWE's version of ECW, you will remember what Sabu was all about inside that wrestling ring. The aura, the prominence, the significance that he brought with him is unmatched, and they just don't make him like Sabu anymore in the middle of a wrestling damned ring. From his memorable bouts with RVD, the Sandman, Terry Funk, to winning the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, to being in barbed wire, to being in fire and flames. The flame will always burn for Sabu, make no mistake about that. Because we prove it to each and every one of you day in and day out. We give you the significance, the prominence. It is all about Sabu over the last 24 hours as the entire wrestling world has been paying homage to Sabu, who died at the age of 60 years old. You know, some people wanted to bring up yesterday, well, Sean, you didn't even mention Sabu. You didn't talk about him. I did an hour stream, an hour and a half talking about Sabu. So for anyone that says I disrespected the legacy, for anyone that says I didn't, and here's yet another video. So, and now people are going to say I've done too many videos now. So you can never win here on YouTube.com. But as long as I got my viewers, my subscribers, and my channel members, that's all that matters to me. I'm not going to hear about that background noise. But you have come for the rumors, the news, and headlines. That is what you've come to expect, and that is what you're going to get from this very show, because we bring you in tuned to what you're going to know. We are just several hours away from Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And how is the WWE going to follow up from Backlash this past weekend? What is going to be the fallout? And as I said in the beginning of the video, what will be the Backlash tonight on a Monday Night Raw? Will Raw be a throwaway show? There are some strong matches like Finn Balor versus AJ Styles and what many would say is a dream match, a dream encounter. What about Jey Uso and the World's Heavyweight Championship in Logan Paul? What are we going to get? What are we going to witness there? And, of course, Rhea Ripley will be in action tonight on Netflix. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, we are receiving word at this hour, at this time. We're going to pull this up right now. A massive star, a massive name in the industry, in the WWE, on the red brand of Raw. Are we seeing this star leave the industry, leave the company? Because, ladies and gentlemen, according to those that know the dirt sheets, the websites, and this person themselves, has dropped a cryptic message. Is he done with the WWE? We're going to get right into that right now. Pat McAfee might be ready to close the book on his WWE career after taking a vicious beating from Gunther at Backlash, despite telling Brian Saxton, "I'm good." After the match, McAfee's latest tweet on X is raising questions about his future in the WWE. More importantly, his future in a wrestling ring. Taking to Twitter on May 11th, McAfee shared a lengthy emotional post that sounded like he could be preparing to step away from the WWE or at least reevaluating his role in the industry. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on Pat McAfee. Is he going to leave the WWE? Pat McAfee, who has been a key part of the WWE Raw's commentary team alongside Michael Cole since the show moved to Netflix in January, went on to reflect on his life and how quickly things can change. Pat McAfee closed out the tweet by thanking his fans, calling his life the dumbest book of all time, trying to figure it all out as I go, before signing off with the hashtag up to something. With Pat McAfee's status for the upcoming episode of Raw now uncertain, Jackie Redmond noted that it's unclear whether he'll be in the commentary booth this Monday in Louisville, Kentucky. And with the return of CM Punk, it seems like CM Punk will have his sights set on John Cena and the undisputed WWE Championship for Night of Champions this coming in the next several weeks. And a major shakeup could be in the works for the broadcast booth on Monday Night Raw. It's all about your thoughts. Remember that it's so important to become a channel member today. When you become a channel member, you become a part of the show, the extended family of Seanzviewent. We're always prolific, consistent, and dedicated. Is Pat McAfee calling it quits in WWE, or is he just taking a step back? Maybe he's going to bench himself. Becky Lynch and Bayley's backstage tension. The tension is real, being unraveled and unveiled online between Becky Lynch and Bayley. Whose side are you on at the end of the day, Bayley or Becky Lynch? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on what could be a star-studded program between these two prominent females on the Red brand on Netflix on each and every Monday night. Multiple WWE LFG talent sent home after the semifinal eliminations. Who caught that and who watched that last night? Also, Will Ospreay turned down a new entrance theme offer. He turned it down. Sabu made it clear before his death that he wasn't interested in the WWE Hall of Fame induction before his passing. Because as soon as Sabu died, there was a lot of people, a lot of those in the know that were calling for Sabu to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. But Sabu clearly didn't want none of it. He didn't want to be a part of it. So maybe Sabu's wishes will be that he will never be into the WWE Hall of Fame, although he is definitely deserving of that accolade. So that means Sabu also joins Vince Russo, who says he never wants to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, although Vince Russo deserves and has earned to be in the Hall of Fame. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Rob Van Dam, RVD, Mr. PPV, says that Sabu was irreplaceable in his life. And yes, Sabu is irreplaceable. I said it before. They don't make him like Sabu anymore. Sting reveals how Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan brought him to AEW in an explosive report. And what do you think about the Stinger and his time in AEW, TNA, WCW, and the WWE? The Stinger, one of the most over characters in the history of professional wrestling. Sabu once paid from his own pockets. Two young fans could attend their first WWE show. Yes, Sabu once paid from his own pocket so two young fans could attend their first ever WWE show. And that just goes to show you, as violent and as prominent as this man was, Sabu actually had a heart. Sabu actually cared about the wrestling fan. WWE Monday Night Raw preview, confirmed matches, start time, and how to watch all being unveiled and unveiled online. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Ex-WWE personality is standing by Vince McMahon despite legal battle and accusations about the man, Mr. McMahon, online. And that being ex-WWE GM, the general manager of SmackDown, Teddy Long. Lyra, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, reveals tough transition from NXT to Monday Night Raw. And viewers, fans, and subscribers, in what would be a storyline and what would be an angle brewing on SmackDown, the release of the undisputed WWE United States Heavyweight Champion of the World, Jacob Fatu, will see his release due to Solo Sikoa in the WWE. And this would obviously lead to a battle between these two giants, these two prominent athletes at the hottest event of the year, SummerSlam. Jacob Fatu will see put the title on the line against his former mentor, his former protege, former friend, whatever you want to call the trend, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu with the U.S. Championship on the line and all the pride and integrity that comes with it. We have seen multiple WWE talents really released and really gone from the company, pink slipped from WWE. But is Jacob Fatu going to be next on that list? Thanks to Solo Sikoa. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. Seanzviewent is always keeping everyone in the know. That's why it's so important to set a reminder on your cell phone, your iPhone, your iPad, your laptop, your TV, whatever device. It will suffice to bring all of you to the key moments, the most up-to-date, the most in-depth, the most descriptive. Seanzviewent will always give you what you see, what you want to hear, and what you want to know from the get-go. As we are just inching away to Monday Night Raw tonight. Hopefully everyone had a great Mother's Day yesterday. Hopefully you held it with your mother. Hopefully you had it with your mother. Hopefully you went out to eat. Hopefully you spent Mother's Day the way it was supposed to be, because Seanzviewent will always come walking that fine line to give you the in-depth descriptions, because Seanzviewent knows we are fixing to give you something that you will always be entertained by. Subscribe.